I stated in the last video, I'm going with the 47RE. It was originally in the Dodge Cummins. There's a lot of support for it, and I don't need any adapter plates to make that work in the Humvee. For those not familiar with the 47RE, it's an overdrive transmission, and the RE means that it's electronically controlled. So I still need a controller to work with that. A couple of videos from now I'll show you that electronic controller that I bought. It's a standalone controller that you make the transmission work in any vehicle you want. Here's my transfer case. In order to make this Humvee transfer case, which is a 242, work with the Dodge 47RE, I had to change the input shaft. There's the one it came with. I think that's a 27 spline. There's the one I need to put in. It's 23 spline. You can also see on the edge there's no place for the seal that's in the back of the transmission to run on, whereas this one does. This one came out of a Dodge, or reportedly out of a Dodge truck. So all I gotta do is put it back together, and got all new bearings and all new gaskets. And I bought the rebuild kit, which include most of the seals and the bearings, from a Jeep parts dealer. Jeeps had the same 242, but there were a few differences. I think I might have had to buy another bearing from another place, but everything fit for the most part. Even though this input gear had the right splines and fit every other way, it was just a little too long. I ended up having to cut about an inch off because the transfer case wouldn't bolt into the back of the 47RE. That gear was too long and it was bottoming out. So I just had to cut the input shaft a little bit and fit just fine. One of the main differences between the Humvee transfer case and a comparable Jeep transfer case is the Humvee has this cooler in it. I originally hooked that up, but I ended up pumping transmission fluid. How it's hooked up is a transmission output goes to this, cools this, and then goes to the cooler in the front and back to the transmission. When I first started it, I was blowing transmission fluid out the transfer case, leaking everywhere, and then my transmission kept running out of fluid. I found this little hole in this fixture, and I ended up disconnecting the cooler. Jeeps don't have the cooler. I ran this thing a little bit in the middle of summer. It was like 90 degrees, and the transfer case never got warm, much more over ambient temperature, so I'm not going to worry about it right now. It's a stock turbocharger off about a 2000 Dodge pickup truck. The output exhaust manifold, if I try to put it on this Humvee, it's going to be sticking right into the wall there. So I purchased this replacement piece. Replaces the elbow there with this piece that allows me to put in a pipe straight down or any direction I need it. There's my turbocharger, mostly rebuilt. I'm going to put the end on there, the exhaust output. This is the exhaust that was on there. It's kind of fixed and it turns right into the body. So this is what I'm going to put on there, so I can put a band clamp on there and have a pipe go straight down and make it from there. Here's my new down pipe from the turbocharger down to start my exhaust. I'm going to try to graft it into the original Humvee muffler because it hangs nice and it's a bigger tube than what I have here, so it should work fine. V-band clamps on both ends so I can have some adjustability but not have to worry about it slipping out. There's my down pipe connected to the back of my turbocharger. I got just enough room going down next to the engine and frame, and then I have to make the rest. But those V-band clamps are pretty nice. Hope they seal as good as they advertise. I also rigged up my radiator hose. This is the original Humvee hose. Comes down, it loops up. I shortened that a little bit. Put a 45 degree in there and 180 degree to get into the Cummins motor. Made it. I wanted this to be metal because I don't want any road debris or anything like that to punch a hole in it. Got my fuel filters installed. I got one here and one down at the bottom. The one down at the bottom is the water separator. This one's the actual filter. I have the fuel pump. I just used a Bosch frame-mounted fuel pump. It's mounted on the frame there. These Bosch fuel pumps are the same ones used in a lot of Ford 7.3s. It should give me the pressure I need, reliability I want. The next video we'll look at the ignition switch hookup, the transmission controller, some other wiring, and we'll keep going. Maybe the drive shafts as well.